In this video, we're talking about the Notorious B.I.G., and this month makes 26 years since he was shot and killed. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Christopher George Latore Wallace, also known as Biggie or Notorious B.I.G., was an American rapper who lived from May 21, 1972 to March 9, 1997. He's recognized as one of the greatest rappers of all time by many media rankings because of his roots in East Coast hip-hop, particularly gangster rap. Wallace rose to fame for his distinct, laid-back delivery of songs, which helped to soften the frequently depressing substance of his lyrics. His songs frequently had a semi-autobiographical tone and spoke of adversity and crime as well as revelry and happiness. Wallace, who was born and reared in Brooklyn, New York City, joined Sean Puffy Combs' Bad Boys Records at the start of 1993 and achieved recognition by appearing on a number of other artists' tracks that year. His 1994 first album, Ready to Die, which featured hit songs Juicy and Big Papa, received high praise from critics. The album helped New York regain its prominence during a time when the West Coast hip-hop culture was predominating hip-hop music and made him the face of East Coast hip-hop. Rapper of the Year was given to Wallace at the 1995 Billboard Music Awards. He helped his protege group, Junior Mafia, which was made up of himself and lifelong pals like Lil' Kim, achieve popularity the following year. Wallace had certified sales of over 28 million copies in the United States, including 21 million albums. After the release of 2 more posthumous albums, he's been hailed as the best rapper that ever lived by Rolling Stone and Billboard, respectively. In its 150th issue, The Source magazine rated him the best rapper of all time. He was named arguably the most skilled ever on the mic by MTV in 2006, who placed him 3rd on their list of the best MCs of all time. He was admitted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020. When he was a teenager, he started rhyming to entertain onlookers. He also joined the Techniques and the Old Gold Brothers, 2 local bands, to play. MC West was the man's original stage moniker. Wallace switched from Bishop Laughlin Memorial High School in Fort Greene to George Westinghouse Vocational and Technical Education High School in downtown Brooklyn at his request. Busta Rhymes and Jay-Z, 2 future rappers, were also students at this school. Wallace's mother claimed that although he continued to do well in school, he attained a smartass mentality there. Wallace left high school when he was 17 years old in 1989 and started committing more crimes. He was detained on firearms charges in Brooklyn that same year and given a 5-year probationary period. He was detained in 1990 for violating his probation. Wallace was detained in North Carolina for selling crack cocaine a year later. Before posting bail, he was imprisoned for 9 months. Upon his release from prison, Wallace recorded a demo recording under the stage name Biggie Smalls while referencing both Calvin Lockhart's character in the 1975 movie Let's Do It Again and his actual height and weight of 6 feet 3 inches or 1.91 meters and 300 to 380 pounds or 140 to 170 kilograms. Wallace allegedly had no real aim for the tape, but local DJ Mr. C, a member of the Big Daddy Kane and Juice Crew Association, found it and promoted it, making it so that the editor of the rap magazine The Source heard it in 1992. Wallace was profiled in The Source's unsigned hype column, which highlights up-and-coming rappers, in March. Then he turned the focus into a recording. Sean Puffy Combs, who was then working for Uptown Records in the A&R division, set up a meeting with Wallace after hearing the demo tape. Wallace was quickly signed to Uptown and made an appearance on the 1993 song A Bunch of Niggas by label mates Heavy D and the Boys. Combs left Uptown in the middle of the year, or a year after Wallace signed, and a week later he started Bad Boy Records, which became Wallace's new label right away. Wallace's first kid, Tiana, was born in August 8, 1993, to longtime girlfriend Jan Jackson, despite the fact that the two had already broken up by that point. Wallace, a high school dropout himself, told his daughter that she would get anything she desired, claiming that if he had received that as a child, he would have graduated first in his class. Wallace persisted in his drug trafficking, but Combs caught wind of it and made him stop. Wallace received recognition later that year when Mary J. Blige's song True Love was remixed. Seeing that Biggie Smalls had already claimed his stage name, he adopted a new one and adopted it permanently, the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace wed R&B singer Faith Evans on August 4, 1994. They had first met at a Bad Boy picture shoot 8 days earlier. 5 days later, Wallace's double A-side, Juicy Incredible, the lead single off his debut album, peaked at number 27 and gave him his first pop chart breakthrough as a solo artist. September 13, 1994 saw the release of Ready to Die. On the Billboard 200 chart, it peaked at number 13 and it finally received a 4 times platinum certification. While West Coast hip-hop was dominating the charts at the time, the album brought attention back to East Coast hip-hop. In retrospect, it had garnered a lot of praise and got positive reviews. The album also included the smash singles Juicy, which peaked at number 1 on the US rap chart, and One More Chance, which sold 1.1 million copies in 1995 and earned platinum sales. Busta Rhymes claimed to have observed Wallace give away free copies of Ready to Die from his home, which Rhymes reasoned as his way of selling himself. Shaquille O'Neal, a basketball player, was another friend of Wallace's. Wallace mentioned him in the lyrics of Gimme the Loot, which drew O'Neal to his music. O'Neal claimed that they met during a listening session for that song. Wallace and O'Neal worked together on the song You Can't Stop the Rain after O'Neal requested it. According to Combs, Wallace would not partner with anybody he didn't really respect, and that Wallace gave O'Neal his respect by shouting him out. O'Neal and Wallace eventually met in 1997 on Sunset Boulevard. In 2015, Wallace traveled to visit Daz Dillinger so they could smoke marijuana and record 2 songs. Daz Dillinger is a frequent Shakur collaborator. Wallace went to the Vibe and Quest Records afterparty at the Peterson Automotive Museum on March 8, 1997. Evans, Aaliyah, and gang members from the Bloods and Crips were among the attendees. Wallace and his group departed from their hotel at 12:30 a.m. The following morning, after the fire department abruptly ended the party due to crowding. Together with friends Damian D-Rock Butler, Lil Cease, and driver Gregory G. Money Young, he rode in the front passenger seat. Combs and his security rode in the other car. A Chevrolet Blazer driven by Bad Boys Director of Security Paul Offord followed the 2 trucks. The streets were congested with partygoers leaving by 12:45 a.m. A black Chevy Impala approached Wallace's vehicle as it was halted at a stop sign 50 yards or 46 meters from the Peterson Auto Museum. The driver of the Impala, an unidentified African-American guy, rolled down his window, pulled out a 9mm blue steel revolver, and fired at Wallace's vehicle. Wallace was struck by 4 gunshots, and his entourage immediately drove him to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. There, physicians performed an emergency thoracotomy on him, but at 1:15 a.m., they declared him dead. He was 24 at the time. Only the final shot, which entered through his right hip and impacted him in the chest, was fatal, according to the autopsy, which was made public 15 years after his passing. Before ending at his left shoulder, the blood traveled via his colon, liver, heart, and left lung. That's it for today. We hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching, and see you next time.